My little Silence of the Lambs pit. Let me out of here. Oh, I got a weapon now. Okay, yeah. Just stab him in the butt and he dies. Let's hide this body in the darkness. But yeah, I do like that the distance on the fucking stabby is longer than it seems like it would be, because I feel like a lot of stealth games, it's like a little too short, and then like you're going to stab and it's like, oh, you thought you got him, but you don't got him. Alright, so there's a little shadow in this corner. Oh, fuck me. That's not what I wanted to do. X-Men or Power Rangers theme? Choose one. I'm, thanks to the 5 boss skags, I'm gonna go with the Power Rangers theme for sure. Actually, what was really cool is the fucking, the guy who created the Power Rangers... Cunt. Or his fuck... Shit. Alright. Oh shit, yeah, I just like, fuck it, just took him out. Close call, but I just pulled the good old fucking Metal Gear, where it's like, oh, stealth fucked up, so now you just gotta kill everybody. Killing everybody now with no stealth. We just said fuck stealth. We're just going straight combat now. Wait, yeah, oh yeah, so the Power Rangers theme, the guy who made the Power Rangers theme, did some, reaction to my cover, which is pretty cool. But yeah, X-Men theme is cool. I'm assuming you're talking about, the 90s, cartoon. But I definitely gotta put the Power Rangers theme above that, for sure. Thoughts on the boss metal zone? Holy shit. Dog, I definitely had a fucking metal zone, when I was a newer guitar player. So I feel like you would kind of, go to any music store and they'd be like, yo, this is the best fucking pedal for playing metal, and that's how everyone wound up with the fucking metal zone. And it sounded like ass, but then it's there are ways to kind of dial in a decent tone with the metal zone, but most people just want to crank every fucking thing, which makes it sound fucking you're playing out of a cardboard fucking cereal box. And then there's that period of time when everyone was kind of playing out of, you would, use your amp gain, but then people would put, an overdrive pedal in front of it. I think, a lot of people started doing that because of Killswitch. Not that, I don't think Killswitch started that, but, they definitely, there was, definitely a thing where it's oh, I gotta get that tone, so I gotta fucking do what Adam D's doing. There is that one fucking dude, though. I think it's All England. He had a good video about making the metal zone sound good. Did I participate in any E-Feds back in the day? I did. Alright, so E-Feds, I had there were my first experience with E-Feds was there were these AOL chat rooms. Garbage. There were these AOL chat rooms that it would not be a normal E-Fed. A normal E-Fed was kind of a role-playing thing where you write promos for your wrestlers and stuff like that. But the AOL chat E-Feds, it was kind of you would type in your moves, and you would have to get a certain amount of moves in before you were allowed to pin. And then you would do your pin, and there would be a guy in the chat that kind of was the referee and would count to 3. And you would have to press a KO to kick out. And it was interesting. It would be kind of this weird text of dexterity. A lot of times people would fucking lose when they fucking typoed KO. It would be okay or fucking O or just K or something, or KKO or something like that. But then the more popular E-Feds were kind of you would have to type up these old ass these whole ass fucking promos. But nobody heard it. We're gonna have to get a safe code for this. Or if we don't want to play, we just fucking hang ourselves. Yeah, then it basically like so like people would decide who like wrote the better promo, and that would be the winner of the match. Stab in the butt. Maybe we could play a game of Hide the Spice Bottle. Eric Guapo, do I remember when the WWF had the wrestlers fighting each other in legit boxing matches? Yeah, Brawl for All. That was, like, Brawl for All was fucking awesome. It's been one of those things that's been talked about so much that, like, I'm not saying anything novel to add to this fucking situation, but it was so stupid on so many levels, because it's like, you have a wrestling show where, you know, the matches are fucking staged, they're pre-planned and whatnot. So you have that going on, and in the middle of the show, you have these boxing matches where basically their promoters saying, oh, well, these are real fights. So then it's like, all right, even though everyone knows that wrestling is like planned and whatnot, what sense does it make to have in the middle of the show a fucking thing where it's like, okay, so those fights you've been watching all night, those are fake fights, but here's real fights. Like, kind of like, even though people know it's not real, like, you still, like, you want to keep it consistent inside of the show, no? In the middle of the show, where you have staged wrestling matches, then you have the other matches where it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, these are the real fights. With guys who, like, aren't necessarily, like, trained boxers. I wonder if this was a bad idea. Oh. I mean, I only had one bullet, so I guess it was kind of a bad idea. Then it's like they had the thing was like it was real fights, but then they expected Dr. Death Steve Williams to fucking win it because they were like, oh, he's such a tough guy that he's definitely gonna win it. Which at that point, if you have a guy that you want to win it, why even make them be? Why not have those fights be planned too? I mean, it wasn't unheard of to have like full contact fights that were like would have like some element of fixing to it. They were doing that in Japan already, but then in addition to that, oh god, like the guy that they thought was gonna win, like, hurt himself in the fucking first round, which sucked because like he was fucking awesome, but he like never really got to do anything in WWF because he got fucking hurt in stupid Brawl for All. And then Bart Gunn wins, who, like, nobody expected him to be the fucking guy to win. He's just, like, some random fucking mid-card dude. Winds up winning the whole tournament. And instead of, like, being like, oh, we accidentally got a guy that we can make a star now, because, like, oh, like, we have proof that this guy is a legitimate, like, tough guy. Then they put him into a fight with Butterbean, who's, like, massively bigger than him. So he get knocked the fuck out brutally, made to look like an asshole. And basically, like, put him in that fight to punish him for winning when they didn't want him to win. Yeah, Brawl for All, definitely one of, like, the dumbest things WWE's ever done. I mean, it was, like, something about, like, watching dudes who aren't fucking really trained to fight is fucking awesome. Sometime. Like, there were some brutal fucking knockouts in Brawl for All because of it being what it is. Oh my god, the Katie Vick fucking thing. Where it's like Triple H fucking a corpse. Yeah, that's another story. I feel like there are like videos about that, because I was talking before about storylines that you can make a whole video out of. But they're fucking Katie Vick one. I feel like that's one there might be videos. But yeah, it's like a storyline where like Kane had a girlfriend that died, and there's a video of Triple H that turns up on the Titantron where he's like fucking the dead girlfriend. Or I always think like people will talk about that like being like Triple H like actually fucking the dead girlfriend, but I think the thing of it was that like it was supposed to be a video of him making fun of it as if he was, but I don't fully remember. Actually, yo, another one I was thinking of, Lucas, was like the various like Big Boss Man story arcs where he does all kinds of crazy shit later on, like fucking like the one where he makes Al Snow eat his own fucking dog, and then he steals. I'd made a reference to this in a video before, where he fucking steals Big Boss Man's fucking dad's fucking coffin at the funeral and like drags it around. Don't go over the rickety bridge. Don't cross the rickety bridge. So clearly I gotta like kill these guys by blowing them up with that barrel. So they're standing right next to the exploding barrel. But I guess gotta be a little closer. It's not gonna register. Oh shit! Oh. Okay. He doesn't see me, huh? Interesting. Those guys are just having like a romantic fucking evening at the edge of the cliff. Oh, that's probably what happened. Like, he didn't see me. He just fucking heard the explosion and that kind of aggroed him. That's definitely what happened there. What do I think of the Clerks movies? First Clerks movie, actually, you know what? I kind of like, the first time I watched Clerks, I didn't really like it, but then I wound up watching it a lot. I just had a copy of it that I left at work, and I would wind up watching it all the time, and it became one of my favorites. But then Clerks 2, I only watched it one time, but I did like it. Actually, so I didn't even know, like, what is it, Clerks 3, like, just came out or something. Or they're having a screening of it. Like, one of my friends, just as before I was about to get started here, was, like, talking about, like, going to... Wait, what? Oh, okay, I had to, like, interact with it with the F button. I think there's a screening of it in the city today. It's the only time it's playing in the city, I guess. But, I didn't go. Oh, no, this is the place I walked in. It was, like... Oh, shit. It was dark because it's, like, a next area. I thought it was dark because it was dark. I'm assuming if I touch that, it's gonna hurt. Actually, can I throw the arm at it? I don't want to touch the door. I want to touch the arm. These walls, I look like, when you go to, like, the Hall of Science or something. I feel like it's that kind of a deal. Why is there an arm in there, though? The footsteps in here remind me of how... They make me think of how, the fucking naked zombies in the lab in Resident Evil 1 have, like, that extra, like, weird, like, fleshy-sounding footstep. That fucking click-clack. Uh-oh. Oh, it's doggy time. I hear them. Can I, like, stealth the dogs, or, like, what's going on here? Yo, you look like Family Dog from the fucking... Remember that show, Family Dog? That's a goofy-ass dog, bro. It looks like a bull terrier, kinda. With a big ol' schnuzzle. Yo, you guys remember that show, Family Dog? Actually, like, that was... I remember, like, I don't think that show lasted very long. It was a cartoon. This dude's trotting. I remember really liking that cartoon, but, like, I guess it did good enough to get a fucking bad Super NES game. But I feel like that's a cartoon that's kind of, like, been lost to time, and, like, nobody remembers it fondly. Or at all. Family Dog was... I can't even say if it was good or not. I remember liking it when I was a kid. But it's like, a lot of times with stuff like that, you look at it again, and it's not very good. Two Stupid Dogs, though, I know, was definitely good. I remember I remember renting the Super NES Family Dog game, and I remember... God, what is it about Family Dog that it's like... It almost feels like there's a concerted effort by the powers that be to kind of, wipe out all memory of Family Dog. So I remember so little about Family Dog. I remember that I watched the show and liked it. I remember that it had a Super NES game and I rented it once. But that's really it. Shit, not that there's, like, anywhere for me to be stealthy over here. This guy's just gonna keep...
My eyes deceive me.
Not that fucking it matters, fucking bum. Yeah, we're gonna penguin you. We just gave him the baby penguin treatment. Now oh my god, now I'm gonna have that fucking song stuck in my head. The Quaker Oats guy. Yo, do I like Weezer? I do like Weezer, actually. Actually, what sucks is, so when I was at VidCon, I learned that Gamer from Mars is a big Weezer fan. We went to karaoke, and that was his playlist of karaoke, a bunch of Weezer songs. And so I was like, yo, I actually like Weezer. And Weezer was doing a series of shows out here in New York. So we were gonna get tickets together and, like, go see fucking me and Gamer from Mars go see Weezer. But the show got canceled, I think because they didn't sell enough tickets. Which, it's kind of surprising, but at the same time, it was, I think they booked, like, 4 Broadway dates, which that's a lot of tickets to sell. So, like, Weezer's a big band, but that's, like, really ambitious, even for a band that size. I think, Gamer from Mars, I think is still coming out there, so I'm gonna like see him when he's around. But not seeing Weezer. You know what it is? Like Weezer put out like this like concept thing. Oh, they put out like this like conceptual album or a series of albums where it's like the different seasons. So like I guess they're gonna like play their different songs. I mean, play each of those and then like play like the and then hopefully play the hits. So I don't know what they're gonna do. We won't know now. Oh god. Yeah, I kind of fucked myself here. And I walked off cliff. Oh, there's like a new Nickelback, like they put out the whole album or something, because I know they put out that song where it has like the metalcore sounding intro, and then it goes into like the normal Nickelback type shit. Yeah, I don't know, there's like this weird thing with Nickelback too, where it's, I feel like it's just like the urge for people to be contrarian, because like it got too common to say that Nickelback sucks. So now there's like this whole wave of people being like, actually Nickelback is good, and Nickelback was always good, and blah blah blah. It's like, no dog, like there's like no amount of fucking contrarian posturing that can make you be like, oh yeah, actually Nickelback was fucking awesome. Like, no. Do I like Creed or Stained? Not really. The thing about Creed for me though, like Creed, I fucking don't really like Creed, but at the same time, cause like singing voice and like a baritone, and there's not like a lot of like a good like fucking like karaoke songs in a baritone range. So then it's like, I'll fucking do like, I'll wind up doing like a Creed song at karaoke if I want something that's just gonna be like fucking easy for me. So I'll do My Sacrifice, just because it's like, I kind of know it from, they used to always play it on like Kurt Angle video packages on WWE back in the day. In terms of Stained, like Mud Shovel was a pretty cool song, but that's kind of it for me. Yeah, I was never a fan of like any of like the fucking any of those kind of bands like fucking Creed and Pearl Jam and fucking Nickelback. Any of the fucking vocalist bands, no, not for me. You gotta be screaming. I like when people scream in their music. Oh yeah, someone had asked about nu metal bands. I mean, what's funny about nu metal bands, like every fucking, even from like the classic nu metal era, those bands like always claim to not be fucking nu metal. And it's like, I've seen like Korn claim to not be nu metal, and it's like, if Korn is not a nu metal band, then there are no nu metal bands. Like, and it's like, it's not like a matter of like actually like having any authentic opinion about the genre. It's just like these bands want to distance themselves from the negative connotations of being called a nu metal band. I think I've seen Slipknot say they're not a nu metal band. I feel like Limp Bizkit has said that. Pretty much every big nu metal band has said they're not a nu metal band. This fucking schmagegi, fucking schmagegi over here. Yeah, like Korn says they're not nu metal. Limp Bizkit says they're not nu metal. Slipknot says they're not nu metal. I was like, dog, that's like the big three in nu metal. Shut up. I feel like the most heat I get though is like when people will say that fucking like if someone says like System of a Down is a nu metal band, which they are, at the very least like their fucking first album is absolutely a nu metal album, and they are very much a part of that movement. Maybe you could argue that they evolved into something else at some point, but like Sugar, are you kidding me? You're gonna tell me Sugar is not like a fucking nu metal song? You're out of your mind. You're telling me Sweet Pea is not a nu metal song where the riff is like like they definitely don't get me, think about the nu metal bands too. Like I think like part of like where the argument comes in is you'll have like people will fucking like if you look at like metalcore, I feel like there's a lot more homogeneity among metalcore bands than like nu metal bands. Like all the nu metal bands, they kind of, even though like there were things that you can kind of look at these particular things and like link them together as a genre, they all had certain things that kind of like gave them their own individual character. I would say like System of a Down, of all of the nu metal bands, of all, at least like all like the original nu metal bands, they're probably the one that was like the most like artistic and fucking inventive. Or the argument could be made for Deftones too, but that's another band that like, if you call them a nu metal band, people don't like that too much. No, your brothers are dead, sir. Would I consider Rage Against the Machine nu metal? See, that's kind of an interesting question, because like, when Rage Against the Machine was like first like kind of like making waves and shit, I didn't think of them as a nu metal band, because like that wasn't like a term people used when Rage Against the Machine came out. because like they kind of fit into that bubble. Like there's like, if someone was to say Rage Against the Machine is a new metal band, that's definitely valid. You can't say, oh no, they're definitely not a new metal band. But I also like, I don't think of them as being a part of that movement. It's kind of like, I always thought of them more as like a hard rock band or something. Oh, cunt. Yep, that's right. It was nothing. Breaking Benjamin. Like, Breaking Benjamin is weird. Like, Breaking Benjamin, excuse me. I would just call them, like, dad rock. That's, like, the catch-all for bands that sound like Breaking Benjamin, but they're also, like, in that fucking thing where you could call them a new metal band. They're one of those bands, too, where it's kind of like, they don't seem as big as they actually are, for lack of a better way of putting it. Like, I just heard they had done that, they had done a co-headliner with Alice in Chains. And I think of Alice in Chains as being like a massive fucking band. For Breaking Benjamin to be able to co-headline with Alice in Chains, it's like, oh, I guess they're like way bigger than I thought they were. But then, same thing with Five Finger Death Punch. Like, I know they're huge, but then they had done that tour with Megadeth where they headlined over Megadeth. And I'm like, oh shit, like they fucking, like I knew Five Finger Death Punch was big, but I didn't think they were headline over Megadeth big. What movie soundtrack is the most new metal? I would have to say Dracula 2000. When they had System of a Down, it had Slayer when it's doing like fucking Bloodline, which honestly, like, God Hates Us All, which actually God Hates Us All, like if you guys remember, it came out on 9/11, that fucking Slayer album. The what was the name of the album before that? Like Slayer had two albums that were trying to kind of be like new metal. God Hates Us All was the first one. The second one, I mean, God Hates Us All was the second one. The Diabolus in Musica was kind of like more new metal head too. That one, Diabolus in Musica sucked. But God Hates Us All, it was like they figured out what they were going for. That fucking album, like ultimately, I prefer Slayer sounding like Slayer. Like ultimately, like when they returned back to like more of a thrash metal sound, they were definitely like absolutely better. Like World Painted Blood is an awesome album. Yeah, Christ Illusion is a good album. Honestly didn't know like people didn't like that fucking album. I mean, of course, like it's like because it's like an old band with a new album, people are gonna not like it. But I think that's a solid album. Although I do like World Painted Blood better. Oh, dog, the Pantera hair metal album's green. I fuck with the Pantera hair metal fucking era. What I love too, like, in my opinion, I think like the best song of the hair metal Pantera era is the song Power Metal. It's like the fucking, it has that fucking part. It's like then it. And they almost like reuse it in Cowboys from Hell. The little like fucking the slidey part that comes after the solo in Cowboys from Hell. It's like very much like that one part in Power Metal. I never got to see Pantera live either back in the day. So like now they're doing the tour where it's obviously like Dimebag and Vinny are both fucking dead. So it's just Rex and Phil. And they're getting Zach Wilde to fill in on guitar. I'm not sure who their drummer is going to be, but they're doing like a Pantera, like, they're doing a Pantera tour, but like obviously with Dimebag and Vinny replaced. It's kind of a controversial thing. I'm definitely going to go though. I have to go. Let me look at my health now that I got shot in the face a little. Just a little. Oh, I'm still fine. He didn't shoot me that good. Okay, yeah, let's. Hey, yo, I fucking blew you up over me. Oh, shit. I assume we should go in the direction of those foreboding church bells. Yeah, there's like definitely like a lot of those older shooters that it's like you need like some kind of like, you need to do all kinds of like ass backward shit to actually get them working on a modern computer. Like what was that? Like Redneck Rampage. I don't know if there's like a version of Redneck Rampage, Redneck Rampage that you can get like playing like a normal fucking on a modern PC. But that's one that I would like to do. I used to always like play this demo disc of it that came with game players where it's like, get off my land. Like this fucking like, that's all I remember for is like the random NPC fucking banter.
Whatever you do, don't look in the mirror.
Whatever I do, don't look in the mirror. Shit, is there a mirror like right here? This is where I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will catch you on the next one. And I hope to do these more frequently than I've been doing them.